The streets of Paris were alive with a cacophony of sounds, the clatter of horse-drawn carriages, the shouts of street vendors, and the murmur of a restless crowd. Above this din, the distant peal of church bells reverberated through the cobblestone alleys, heralding a new day in her city on the brink of transformation. In a grand but aging mansion, old in the heart of the aristocratic district, Lady Elizabeth de La Fontaine gazed out from her balcony. She watched the vibrant tapestry of life unfold beneath her, a world so different from her own gilded existence. Her eyes, a deep cerulean blue, held a mixture of longing and trepidation as she observed the people below. The revolution was a whisper on the wind, a secret she both feared and yearned to understand. Elizabeth was no ordinary noblewoman. At 21, she possessed a sharp intellect and a compassionate heart that set her apart from the frivolous society into which she was born. Her auburn hair cascaded down her back in soft waves, a fiery testament to her spirited nature. Yet, despite her privileged upbringing, Elizabeth felt a growing discontent with the world she inhabited, a world of opulence and excess, indifferent to the plight of those less fortunate. As the daughter of Marquis Henry de La Fontaine, Elizabeth was expected to uphold the family's illustrious name and marry into a position of influence. However, her spirit chafed against the confines of her prescribed destiny. The tales of revolution, carried by the winds of change, ignited a spark within her, a desire to make a difference, to stand for justice in a society teetering on the edge of upheaval. Her mind drifted back to the hushed conversations she overheard among her father's guests, discussions of political unrest, of a nation divided between the privileged and the oppressed. The stories of starvation and suffering haunted her dreams, urging her to act. Determined to understand the reality of her city beyond the ornate walls of her home, Elizabeth donned the attire of a commoner, a simple dress of coarse fabric, her hair concealed beneath a plain bonnet. In this disguise, she ventured into the bustling streets of Paris, a world unfamiliar yet oddly liberating. As she navigated through the narrow alleyways, Elizabeth marveled at the sights and sounds around her. The air was filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread and the lively chatter of market vendors. Children played amidst the throng, their laughter a melody of hope amidst the uncertainty. Her heart swelled with empathy as she observed the resilience of the people, the mothers cradling infants, the artisans plying their trades, and the laborers toiling under the weight of their burdens. It was in their eyes that Elizabeth saw the flicker of hope, the unyielding spirit that refused to be crushed. As she wandered deeper into the heart of the city, Elizabeth stumbled upon a gathering in a secluded courtyard. A group of citizens had congregated, their faces a tapestry of determination and resolve. In their midst stood a charismatic young man with dark, tousled hair and piercing green eyes. His voice carried with it the fervor of conviction as he addressed the crowd. "We stand on the precipice of change, my friends," he declared, his words a beacon of hope in the sea of uncertainty. "The time has come to rise against tyranny, to demand justice for the oppressed. Together, we can forge a new dawn for a France, a nation where liberty, equality, and fraternity reign supreme." Elizabeth's heart quickened as she listened, captivated by his eloquence and passion. This was the revolution she had only dared to dream of, a movement driven by the ideals of justice and equality, a chance to reshape the future of her beloved France. Yet, even as her spirit soared with hope, Elizabeth knew the path she had chosen was fraught with danger. The revolution was a double-edged sword, a force that could either uplift the oppressed or unleash chaos and destruction. She was no longer a mere spectator. She was a participant in the unfolding drama of history. Determined to play her part, Elizabeth approached the young man after his impassioned speech. Her heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as she introduced herself as Maria Commoner, seeking to join the cause of revolution. The young man, whose name was Julian, regarded her with curiosity and a hint of skepticism. "A noblewoman in disguise, are you?" he mused, his gaze penetrating. Elizabeth met his eyes, her resolve unwavering. "I am Elizabeth de La Fontaine, but here, I am simply Marie." I wish to fight for justice, to stand with those who seek a better future for France. Julien studied her for a moment, then nodded. Very well, Marie. But remember, this path is not for the faint of heart. We fight for the oppressed, but the road ahead is treacherous. With newfound purpose, Elizabeth joined the ranks of the revolutionaries, her heart aflame with the promise of change. She knew that her journey was just beginning, a journey that would test her courage, challenge her beliefs, and ultimately shape the destiny of a nation on the cusp of transformation. As the days turned into weeks, Elizabeth's life became a delicate balancing act between her noble upbringing and her newfound role as a revolutionary. By day, she maintained the facade of a dutiful daughter, attending lavish soirees and mingling with the elite. By night, she embraced her alter ego, Marie, navigating the clandestine world of revolutionaries who plotted in the shadows. The de La Fontaine mansion was a labyrinth of opulence, its grand halls adorned with gilded mirrors and crystal chandeliers. Yet beneath the veneer of luxury lay a family divided by secrets and conflicting loyalties. Elizabeth's father, the Marquis Henry, was a staunch supporter of the monarchy, oblivious to the winds of change sweeping through the nation. In contrast, Elizabeth's younger brother, Philip, was a fervent believer in the ideals of the revolution. His youthful exuberance often led to heated debates with their father, leaving Elizabeth torn between her love for her family and her commitment to the cause of justice. One evening, as Elizabeth returned from a secret meeting, she found Philip pacing the dimly lit library, his brows furrowed with frustration, his eyes alight with fervor. "Elizabeth, you should have been there," he exclaimed, his voice a mixture of excitement and urgency. "The people are rising, demanding change. The revolution is gaining momentum." Elizabeth smiled, her heart swelling with pride for her brother's unwavering determination. "I have seen it, Philip. I have witnessed the spirit of the people. They're longing for a better future." Philip regarded her with admiration, unaware of the depths of her involvement. To him, Elizabeth was merely an observer, a sympathetic noblewoman who shared his ideals. "Father will never understand," Philip sighed, his voice tinged with resignation. "He's blind to the suffering of the people, trapped in his world of privilege." Elizabeth placed a reassuring hand on her brother's shoulder. "Change is never easy, Philip, but we must believe in the power of our convictions, even when the path is fraught with obstacles." Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of approaching footsteps. It was their mother, the Marquise Isabelle, a woman of elegance and grace who navigated the complexities of aristocratic life with poise. "Elizabeth, Philip," she greeted them, her voice gentle yet commanding. "The hour is late. You should both retire for the night." Elizabeth nodded, exchanging a knowing glance with her brother. The world outside their gilded sanctuary was changing, and with it, the course of their destinies. In the weeks that followed, Elizabeth became increasingly entrenched in the revolutionary activities. She worked alongside Julien and other fervent patriots, spreading the message of change and rallying support among the populace. Her knowledge of the noble circles proved invaluable, allowing her to gather information and navigate the intricate web of alliances that defined the revolution's early days. It was a world of intrigue and deception, where allegiances shifted as swiftly as the tides. Elizabeth's dual existence was not without its challenges. The constant need to maintain her disguise weighed heavily on her, a reminder of the delicate tightrope she walked between loyalty to her family and commitment to the revolution. One evening, as Elizabeth prepared to leave for a secret gathering, she was startled by a voice from the shadows. It was her mother, the Marquise Isabelle, her eyes filled with a mixture of concern and curiosity. "Elizabeth, where are you going at this hour?" she inquired, her tone gentle yet probing. Elizabeth hesitated, her heart racing. She had always been close to her mother, yet she could not reveal the full extent of her involvement. "I am meeting with friends, mother," Elizabeth replied, her voice steady. "There is much to discuss, given the current state of affairs." The Marquise studied her daughter, her gaze penetrating. "Be careful, my dear. These are dangerous times." The city is a tinderbox, ready to ignite at any moment. Elizabeth nodded, understanding the weight of her mother's words. The revolution was a storm gathering strength, its impact unpredictable and far-reaching. As she slipped into the night, Elizabeth felt a surge of resolve. She was not merely a noblewoman in disguise. She was a catalyst for change, a beacon of hope, of a world on the brink of transformation. The secret meeting took place in a dimly lit cellar, beneath a bustling tavern, a gathering of like-minded individuals, united by a common cause. The air was thick with anticipation as Julian addressed the assembly, his voice a clarion call for action. "We are the voice of the people, the guardians of liberty," he proclaimed, his words resonating with fervor. "The time has come to rise against oppression, to demand justice for the voiceless. Together, we shall forge a new future for France." The room erupted in applause, a chorus of determination echoing through the underground chamber. Elizabeth felt a surge of pride as she joined the ranks of those who dared to challenge the status quo. As the meeting adjourned, Julian approached Elizabeth, his expression a mixture of admiration and intrigue. "You have proven yourself, Marie," he remarked, using the name she had adopted in her new role. "Your courage and intelligence are a great asset to our cause." Elizabeth met his gaze, her heart racing with a mixture of exhilaration and trepidation. She had found her place among the revolutionaries, a newfound purpose that ignited her spirit. "Thank you, Julian," she replied, her voice filled with gratitude. "I am honored to stand with you and fight for a brighter future." As they parted ways, Elizabeth felt a renewed sense of determination. The revolution was more than a cause. It was a calling, a chance to reshape the destiny of a nation, teetering on the brink of change. The Palais Royal, with its grand colonnades and manicured gardens, was a hub of activity and intrigue, a meeting place for both the elite and the revolutionaries who sought to challenge their dominance. It was here, amidst the bustling crowd, that Elizabeth found herself one afternoon, her heart racing with anticipation. Disguised as Marie, she blended seamlessly into the throng of commoners, her keen eyes scanning the faces around her. The air was charged with tension, a palpable undercurrent of unrest that mirrored the storm brewing within her. As she navigated through the crowd, Elizabeth overheard snippets of conversation, rumors of conspiracies, and whispers of revolt. The revolution was gaining momentum, its reach extending beyond the boundaries of Paris. In the heart of the bustling courtyard, Elizabeth spotted a familiar figure, a tall, imposing man with a commanding presence. It was General Alexander Lefebvre, a staunch supporter of the monarchy and a formidable adversary of the revolutionaries. Elizabeth's heart quickened as she approached him, her mind racing with a mix of fear and determination. Her mission was clear: gather information, uncover the secrets that could tip the balance of power in favor of the revolution. With a steady breath, she joined the group of onlookers surrounding the general, her eyes fixed on his every move. His voice, a deep baritone, carried with it an air of authority as he addressed the crowd. "Citizens of France," he declared, his tone resonating with conviction, "the time for recklessness and rebellion has passed. We must restore order, preserve the stability of our great nation. Those who seek to sow discord will face the full might of the crown." Elizabeth listened intently, her mind cataloguing every word. The general's speech was a testament to the growing divide between the monarchy and the revolutionaries, a battle for the soul of a nation. As the gathering dispersed, Elizabeth lingered in the shadows, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. She had gained valuable insight into the enemy's intentions, knowledge that could prove crucial in the days to come. That evening, Elizabeth returned to the de la Fontaine mansion, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts. She found solace in the solitude of her chambers, her sanctuary amidst the chaos of a world in flux. Yet, even in her sanctuary, Elizabeth was not alone. Her brother, Philippe, sought her out, his eyes alight with determination. "Elizabeth, I have news," he announced, his voice brimming with urgency. "The revolutionaries are planning a major demonstration at the Place de la Concorde. It is time for us to make our stand." Elizabeth regarded her brother, a mixture of pride and apprehension swelling within her. She had long admired his unwavering dedication to the cause, yet she understood the dangers that lay ahead. "We must be cautious, Philip," she cautioned, her voice gentle yet firm. "The path we have chosen is fraught with peril, but we cannot lose sight of our goal, a future where justice prevails." Philip nodded, his resolve unwavering. "I understand, Elizabeth, but we cannot stand idly by while our nation suffers. We must act, and we must act decisively." Elizabeth placed a reassuring hand on her brother's shoulder, a silent promise of solidarity in the face of adversity. Together, they would navigate the storm of revolution, their fates intertwined with the destiny of a nation. As the day of the demonstration approached, Elizabeth prepared herself for the challenges ahead. She donned her disguise, her heart aflame with the promise of change. The Place de la Concorde was a sea of humanity, a gathering of citizens united in their demand for justice and equality. Banners bearing the revolutionary motto Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité fluttered in the breeze, a testament to the spirit of the people. Elizabeth stood among the crowd, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. She felt the energy of the revolution coursing through her veins, a force that propelled her forward in her quest for justice. As the demonstration unfolded, Elizabeth observed the faces around her, a tapestry of hope and determination. These were the people for whom she fought, the oppressed and marginalized whose voices demanded to be heard. In the midst of the gathering, Elizabeth spotted Julian, his presence a reassuring beacon amidst the uncertainty. His eyes met hers, a silent acknowledgement of their shared commitment to the cause. As the demonstration reached its crescendo, Elizabeth felt a surge of resolve. She was not merely a participant in the revolution. She was a catalyst for change, a voice for those who dared to dream of a brighter future. The revolution was no longer a distant ideal. It was a living, breathing force that pulsed through the heart of France, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the people, who refused to be silenced. Yet, even as the revolution gained momentum, Elizabeth knew that danger lurked in the shadows. The forces of tyranny were relentless, and the struggle for justice was far from over. In the days that followed, Elizabeth found herself drawn into a web of intrigue and deception. She uncovered a plot that threatened to unravel the revolutionary conspiracy that reached the highest echelons of power. Determined to protect the cause she held dear, Elizabeth embarked on a perilous journey, a quest to uncover the truth and thwart the machinations of those who sought to undermine the revolution. Her path was fraught with danger, but her spirit remained unyielding. She was Elizabeth de la Fontaine, a noble woman who had chosen to stand with the people, a beacon of hope in a world teetering on the brink of change. The dance of shadows had begun, and Elizabeth was prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Her destiny was intertwined with the fate of a nation, a testament to the power of courage and conviction in the face of adversity.